This will be a quick and basic rundown of Zangief in Street Fighter V, and I do mean quick and basic. This is intended not to be, a definitive or super high level guide, but if you're looking into picking up the game or into the character, then I hope this will be useful. Zangief is a grappler, that is, a character who wants to get close and grab his opponent. And he does this by harassing opponents with good buttons and acting like a wall as he moves forward with his anti-airs and his V-skill, and then vacuuming the opponent in with his V-trigger until he can chase his opponent into a bad situation. Let's talk about the basics first. So his movement speed, not the fastest, actually not the slowest either. Same with jumps. Not the fastest, not the slowest, kind of in the middle a little bit. Dashes, though, are pretty good, especially for a character like Zangief, quite quick. Talk about his buttons. Stand short, stand light kick. Quite far, quite fast. It does counter poke against a lot of low buttons. Stand medium kick can do something similar in that it gets you over buttons. Even better at that is forward medium kick, which actually cannot be hit at his feet. Helps you go over low things. Standing strong, decent range, pretty fast, hits crouchers, can counter poke a lot of mid-level pokes. Same with crouching jab. Same with, with crouching short, you can do something similar except for counter poke, sort of underneath things. And then the last one to point out is stand fierce, stand heavy punch, which is this, pretty far. But when you charge it, it gets even more range, it knocks down, and it has a hit of armor on Zangief's upper body. Plus on block as well. As far as specials go on the ground, in this game he really only has a couple that are worth noting. One is the spinning pile driver, which has more range the weaker the button, and more damage and better frame advantage afterward the heavier the button. This is now fierce. A little bit less noteworthy is running bear grab. Not the fastest. EX does have a hit of armor on it, although not right at startup. As far as anti-air options go, he also has a few. Stand jab is very fast, has pretty good range, and it hits the sky. If somebody's trying to cross over, that's probably your best option. Crouching fierce, good hitbox on it as well, a little bit slower, not quite as solid in the range. And then stand roundhouse, hits in front of him and above, but on counter hit causes a crush counter, making it very valuable. As far as specials for this goes, Lariat is in there, but I wouldn't depend on it in this game as much as you do in other games. As far as air options go, his best jump buttons, jump roundhouse, look at the range on this, very nice. Jump medium kick hits very far below him as he's moving forward. The splash, jump down fierce, that's the cross up. And then jump jab, I want to point out, notice how low it hits. It actually has a very nice hitbox. As far as air specials go, that's just one, it's air spinning pile driver. And air spinning pile driver is quite a hard read, but it does have great range, especially EX. Zangief's V-skill is called Iron Muscle, just done with medium punch, medium kick at the same time. And it absorbs attacks, so you get hit here. If you do the Iron Muscle though, you'll absorb both of them. Now, it's not for free. You'll notice up on the top left there that I'm losing white life as I'm doing this, so that is something that you have to pay attention to if you're trying this thing out. Also of note is the fact that if you hold it for a little bit, it'll do an attack. If you hold it and you move forward, he will keep moving forward until whenever it is you let go of medium punch and medium kick. What's the attack useful for? It actually has a really solid hitbox on it. It can counter poke against Dhalsim's limbs, all sorts of good stuff. And in fact, you can even link out of it into super. So this is useful in footsies if you're expecting some big button. It's useful as an anti-air if you're expecting the opponent to do something that will commit them to some landing frame recovery. And it's also useful on wake up. The vreversal is a little bump that Zangief gives his opponents, as you can see. It's performed by blocking and then pressing forward plus three kick buttons. What does it do? Well, it leaves you in this awesome range. See this range? It's right within your jab, spinning, pile driver range. It leads to all sorts of mix-ups. If the opponent wants to jump back from this range, you can hit him with roundhouse. You can jump and do your own SPD pile driver. You can press buttons against them. All sorts of great things that you can do. Zangief, as I said, does not really have the best wake-up game, and so this is an important tool for him. The vtrigger is really interesting and really useful. So there are 3 levels to it. Level 1 is where you just suck the opponent in. That actually can be unsafe on block, so heads up. Level 2 is where you hold Fierce Roundhouse for just a little bit. Some hits. That's safe on block. Level 3 is where you hold it the whole way. Not safe, but you do get a bunch of damage and then a juggle as well. If you're already in vtrigger, you can use that to get infinite armor on vskill. You can also combo into the full spin from any button, except for crouching short. For example, jab, all the way in. You can cancel into the vskill from any button. So fierce will work thusly, sweep, whatever it is that you have can make that work. Bunch of different ways to use this thing. One thing to note is that it's projectile invincible the whole way, so if the opponent goes fireball, this is a reaction that you can do to get right through it. Another way to use it is to force people back right into where you want them to be. You can bring them in, you see that it doesn't hit, you can force them again. You can get some really, really mean games going on like that. Zangief Super is a command grab. It's 2 spinning pile drivers, or 720 motion on the control stick, more or less. And in part, it serves the same role that it always does, which is as a command grab mix-up. If you do it, once it's activated, the opponent cannot jump away, cannot act, they are just caught. On top of that, since it's instant, it can punish a lot of things that nothing else can punish. So it's useful in those 2 ways always, but this game is a little bit different because it's also comboable. For the first time, you can actually combo into the super. That definitely makes it different and opens up a whole bunch of interesting combo and hit confirm possibilities. When it comes to combos, Zangief is not the most complicated character. In fact, he's quite limited. If you have a fast, close punish opportunity, really the best option is crouching jab, stand short, into lariat. Alternatively, your best option might just be a spinning pile driver, depending on what you're looking for. If you need a fast, far punish, well, you're really just looking at sweep or jab, spinning pile driver. Those are really your 2 options. If you get a hit confirm opportunity, crouching strong is one of his most important hit confirm buttons. Although keep in mind that combo does not work against most crouching opponents. Since I mentioned that the super is comboable, a couple very important hit confirms are crouching strong, which you can actually link into the super. As you see, there's a full combo there. But that's not the only hit confirm that you can do. Crouching short will actually allow you enough time to get into the 720 on reaction as well. As far as the jump in, if you get a jump in opportunity, this is probably your best option. Oh. Again, that lariat won't hit people who are crouching. If you get a crush counter opportunity, Zangief does have some great choices. Close, fierce, into spinning pile driver will combo. If you're not that close though, from maximum distance, charged fierce into dash up spinning pile driver will work. You can only get the dash if you have the charged fierce beforehand. Now, if you get a roundhouse instead, you can juggle with forward fierce or with EX spinning pile driver. If you're already in vtrigger, then any button except for crouching short will combo into the full spins. But if you're not, you need to use fierce or roundhouse. Now keep in mind also that sometimes you might not want the full spin. Instead, you can combo into super in this way. And give me that too. Yes. Same thing can be done with roundhouse. So now that we have those basics down, let's talk about more general game plan. How do you play as Zangief? Well, you play as sort of a slow chase down character. You bulldog, that is to say walk up block, walk up block. You use your good buttons to harass the opponent. You use your excellent anti-airs to act sort of like a wall. You use your V-skill to act like a wall, and you use those tools to push the opponent into an uncomfortable situation where you can start your mix-ups. Where to do that from, where are the sweet spots, where to stand. Of course, up close is your wheelhouse, your Zangief. You want to make the opponent guess right there. If that's not available to you, though, if that's hard to get, then I feel like the best spot is more or less around here, just outside of your stand medium kick range. You can whip punish a lot of things. You can really harass. You're in a range that's just outside of walk-up spinning pile driver, and that's always a threat. You can also dash up in this game. That's definitely something to keep in mind as well. As far as defensive options go, keep in mind that Zangief doesn't really have many in this game. His super is invincible. Other than that, vskill is armored but throwable, and EX spinning pile driver is unthrowable, but it can be hit. So you don't really have very good options, and as a result, I feel like blocking is quite important for Zangief. Use of vreversal, also very important as well. How about the mix-ups? Well, very similar to mix-ups to how they almost always are. Should you grab the opponent or not? Basically, grabbing them, fine, that's great. How do you stop them from jumping though? Crouching short is a good way. Toward fierce knocks people out of the air. That's a pretty good way. They land right at your feet. Stand roundhouse will do something similar. You can keep them out of the air with air, spinning, pile driver. You do have options in this game. If you think that they're going to wake up with Dragon Punch, the best thing to do is probably just block, because there are no chip kills in this game and you can punish with crush counter. But if you want to be a fancy man, you can do a meaty V skill or stand fierce armor, something like that. What about what to avoid as Zangief? The number one thing to avoid, I think, is impatience. Impatience kills Zangief. You have to know how to stay grounded. You have to know how to whiff punish. You have to know how to be patient and look for opportunities. He is a slow character, and in my view, not terribly easy to play in this game. And lastly, why should you play Zangief? Personally, I play him to dump.